Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Robyn uses Aurora to take down Kody? Kody's new wife plans are leaked, and Robyn's meltdown is caught on camera. When Mary Brown asked Kody Brown questions about Coyote Pass, she got in trouble. Now that Mary Brown has divorced Kody Brown, she isn't holding back. Mary and Janelle Brown, her former sister, met up to talk about Coyote Pass in the episode of Sister Wives, Love Covers All Wrongs that aired on Sunday night. Both ladies were in Flagstaff, so they met at the property to talk about their plans to sell their pieces of land and cut ties with Kody once and for all. If necessary, Mary and Janelle hired lawyers to fight their ex, Kody. According to Janelle's explanation, she was prepared to put pressure on Kody to perform the simple, most basic human decent thing, which she believed to be putting her and Mary's names on all the titles. During their chat, Janelle admitted she felt Mary was especially taken for a ride regarding Coyote Pass. Mary's questioning of Coyote Pass transactions irritated a couple of people in the family. Mary stated in one of her interviews that she wanted to sell Coyote Pass and get her name on whatever pieces of property are fair. Janelle told Mary she should have been smarter about the Coyote Pass deal, particularly when assigning each piece of property. Mary revealed that she questioned Kody about it when Janelle admitted that she questioned herself at that time. Mary shared, "I questioned him on that, and I got in trouble for questioning." Mary said that Kody wasn't the only one who didn't like her asking questions. She went on to say, there were a couple of people in the family who were not happy with me for questioning, why is it this? Janelle added that whenever his wives questioned anything, Kody would tell them they weren't being team players, then make them feel bad for it and get other people on board. Janelle admitted that she went along to keep the peace. But in hindsight, Janelle is second-guessing herself. "Because I said, why don't you put our names on that title, when I gave him the money for the house?" Janelle shared with Mary. "Well, Robyn needs her estate," Janelle said, imitating Kody's response. Janelle declared, "I'm so stupid." In April 2025, Coyote Pass was divided again and sold. In 2022, after Christine paid Kody and Robyn $10 for her piece of land, the property was given back to the other members of the plural marriage, Kody, Robyn, Mary, and Janelle. Kody's name was on all 4 parcels, as shown in the image below. Robyn's name was on 1 2-acre piece and 1 5-acre piece, Janelle's name was on 1 2-acre piece and 1 4-acre piece, with Kody and Mary, and Mary's name was only on 1 4-acre piece, with Kody and Janelle. It seems that Mary and Janelle lawyering up did the trick, because recently, Kody transferred 2 plots of land and redivided them equally among himself, Robyn, Janelle, and Mary. Following the bitter battle, and 7 years after purchasing Coyote Pass in 2018 for $820,000, the Browns sold the property earlier this month, as Realtor.com recently reported. The Browns made a net profit of $680,000 due to the reported selling price of $1,500,000. Realtor.com reports that one of the 2-acre plots, in Kody and Robyn's name, sold for $305,000. The second 2-acre plot, titled in Kody and Janelle's name, also sold for $305,000. The 4-acre plot in Mary, Janelle, and Kody's name sold for $400,000, and Kody and Robyn's 5-acre plot sold for $490,000. The Browns' ambitions to construct on Coyote Pass were never realized. Financial difficulties arose as a result of the Browns' hasty moves from Las Vegas to Flagstaff. To pay for their Flagstaff homes, they relied on the sale of their 4 large homes in a cul-de-sac in Vegas. However, things did not go according to plan. The Browns were compelled to move into 4 different homes scattered throughout town in an effort to move to Flagstaff before the start of the school year. Christine purchased a home close to Coyote Pass, but the other wives rented homes 15 to 30 minutes apart from the rest of the family. While the Browns struggled to find buyers for their Las Vegas homes, Coyote Pass remained empty. They had 9 monthly house payments, 1 for their land, 1 for each of the 4 homes in Vegas, and 1 for each of the 4 wives' homes in Flagstaff. Kody tried to build a large house on Coyote Pass to keep the family together, but his wives, Christine especially, opposed it. Their plural marriage broke down quickly after the COVID-19 pandemic, so their plans to build on Coyote Pass never materialized. Kody and Robyn still live in Flagstaff with their 5 children, but the rest of the family is dispersed elsewhere across the country. Mary has moved back to Parowan, Utah, where she runs Lizzie's Heritage Inn, a bed and breakfast. Christine has also moved back to Utah, where she lives with her husband, David Woolley, and her youngest child, Truly. Janelle has moved to North Carolina, where she is building on a property she just bought while also running a flower farm with her daughter Madison. Back in 2018, the Brown family took what was supposed to be a bold and inspiring step forward. They purchased Coyote Pass, a sprawling piece of undeveloped land on the outskirts of Flagstaff, Arizona, for $820,000. The plan, as sold to the viewers and wives alike, was simple. A united, plural family would eventually build several homes on the land and live side by side once more. In theory, it sounded like the next chapter of unity and progress. In practice, it was the beginning of the end. Coyote Pass was not just a real estate transaction, it was symbolic. It was Kody's grand plan to prove that plural marriage worked, even as cracks had already begun to show in the family's foundation. The Browns had moved from Utah to Las Vegas to escape potential legal trouble over their polygamous lifestyle, and though Vegas was far from perfect, it had been stable. The cul-de-sac homes gave the wives proximity, autonomy, and a shared sense of purpose. Flagstaff, on the other hand, offered isolation, confusion, and mounting financial pressure. Kody's push to buy Coyote Pass came on the heels of selling their Las Vegas homes. The family was financially stretched thin, with multiple mortgages and rent payments, not to mention mounting emotional debt as relationships between Kody and his wives began to deteriorate. But even from the beginning, the planning around Coyote Pass was murky. Who owned what? What would be built? When? The lack of clarity became a major source of tension, and for Mary, it became personal. Part 2, Mary's Awakening, Questioning the Deal. Fast forward to season 19. Mary Brown is no longer in denial. She's not seeking approval from Kody. She's not trying to hold on to something that's long been gone. She's finally speaking up. In a poignant scene from the episode titled Love Covers All Wrongs, Mary met with fellow ex-wife Janelle at Coyote Pass, the same property that once represented unity, now a symbol of betrayal. Both women were there to discuss their plans to finally sever ties from Kody by selling off their pieces of the land. During their emotional conversation, Mary revealed a significant detail that floored viewers. She had questioned Kody about the way the land had been divided, and she got in trouble for it. She further admitted that not only Kody but other family members were displeased with her for raising concerns. This is telling on so many levels. In a family structure that supposedly values communication and joint decision-making, asking a simple question should never have led to punishment or shame. But Mary's story makes it clear, questioning Kody's authority, particularly when it comes to money or property, was taboo. Mary said, "There were a couple of people in the family that were not happy with me for questioning, like, why is it this?" Janelle nodded knowingly, affirming what many fans have long suspected. Kody's leadership style wasn't collaborative, it was authoritarian. Part 3, Janelle's Regrets, I'm so dumb. Janelle Brown, always seen as the pragmatic and level-headed wife, echoed Mary's frustrations. She, too, questioned the Coyote Pass deal at the time, specifically, why their names weren't on the land titles. Kody's response? Well, Robyn needs her estate. It was a shocking admission, especially because it confirmed long-held fan suspicions that Kody prioritized Robyn over his other wives, not just emotionally, but financially and legally. Janelle confessed, I'm so dumb, as she recounted how she had handed over money to Kody for a home without demanding her name be on the title. This was not simply a moment of regret. It was a revelation of how power and manipulation worked within the Brown family structure. Kody used guilt and the label of not being a team player to silence his wives when they dared ask questions. According to Janelle, he would get others on board to make them feel bad for questioning him. It was a classic tactic, isolate the dissenter, question her loyalty, and turn the group against her. Part 4, Legal Battles and Land Reassignment. By 2025, Mary and Janelle had had enough. They hired lawyers. And suddenly, things began to shift. Kody, perhaps under pressure from legal counsel, redivided the land more fairly. The updated ownership distribution was as follows. Kody and Robyn, 5-acre and 2-acre parcels. Kody and Janelle, 2-acre parcel. Kody, Janelle and Mary, 4-acre parcel. Robyn, 2-acre parcel. With this rearrangement, the path to selling the land became clear, and soon after, the entire Coyote Pass property was sold for a staggering $1.5 million. Compared to their original $820,000 investment, that's a $680,000 profit. Each parcel sold for the following amounts. Kody and Robyn's 5-acre parcel, $490,000. Kody and Robyn's 2-acre parcel, $305,000. Kody and Janelle's 2-acre parcel, $305,000. Kody, Janelle and Mary's 4-acre parcel, $400,000. Though the profit was substantial, the emotional price was even higher. For Mary and Janelle, selling was less about the money and more about ending a long chapter of emotional manipulation and deceit. Part 5, Coyote Pass, a Failed Dream. What's so tragic about Coyote Pass isn't just the loss of money or time, it's the death of a dream. This land was supposed to unite the family in their golden years. Instead, it became a battleground. When Kody first proposed building one large home for all the wives and kids, the idea was met with significant resistance, most notably from Christine. She wanted her own space, her own autonomy. She didn't want to live under the same roof with Kody and his other wives. Her refusal to comply was the first domino that ultimately led to the collapse of the plural marriage. Christine's eventual divorce from Kody in 2021, and her decision to sell her piece of Coyote Pass to Kody for just $10, was the first real sign that the dream was over. But the rest of the family held on, some out of hope, others out of obligation. Now, as the land is officially sold, it's clear that no house will ever be built there. The only thing constructed on Coyote Pass was resentment. Part 6, Aftermath, Where are they now? The sale of Coyote Pass marked a clean break for many members of the Brown family. Here's where they stand now. Mary Brown has returned to Parowan, Utah, where she's running her bed and breakfast, Lizzie's Heritage Inn, and focusing on building her brand and healing. Janelle Brown has moved to North Carolina. She started a flower farm with her daughter Maddie, and many believe she's gearing up to leave sister wives for good. Christine Brown is happily remarried to David Woolley, living in Utah, and pursuing lifestyle influencing and product promotion. Kody and Robyn remain in Flagstaff with their children, isolated from the rest of the family and seemingly shocked at how fast their family empire has crumbled. Part 7, Conclusion, Mary's voice matters. Mary's comment, "I got in trouble for questioning," is not just a throwaway line. It encapsulates years of being silenced, minimized, and manipulated. Her refusal to stay quiet any longer is a testament to her growth. In many ways, Coyote Pass is a metaphor for the Brown family's failed experiment in plural marriage. Built on shaky foundations of control, guilt, and favoritism, the dream was always doomed. But Mary, and later Janelle and Christine, found their voices, took back their power, and walked away. Mary's journey shows that questioning authority, even at great personal cost, is necessary. Her courage to speak up may have caused friction in the family, but it also allowed her to finally be free. Final thoughts. Mary Brown spent years trying to make her marriage work. She endured rejection, loneliness, and public humiliation. But in the end, she walked away with something far more valuable than land or a piece of Coyote Pass. She walked away with self-respect. Kody may have gotten mad at her for asking questions, but the truth couldn't be buried forever. Now, thanks to Mary's honesty and willingness to confront the past, the world sees what was really happening behind the scenes. Robyn's intense, protective relationship with her daughter Aurora has long stood out to Sister Wives viewers. Aurora, now an adult, has remained in Robyn's home well past the age when most of Kody's older daughters moved on. This has stirred curiosity and even concern. Many believe Robyn uses Aurora as an emotional buffer, keeping her daughter closely tied to Kody and herself to maintain influence and control. Some fans think Robyn may have leaned on Aurora to fill a space in Kody's life. One left